It's 9:35 now. It's one of the most photographed spots in our state. But do you know the real story behind North Georgia's famous gazebo on the mound? Well, good day, Lettuce. Paul Milliken is live in White County this morning doing a little digging in the area's fascinating history. It's beautiful out there, Paul.
It is. What a great morning to be up here, Elise. Good morning to you. Just beautiful here today. And again, there it is. That is a true Georgia icon right there. I know so many of you have driven by this probably hundreds of times. I think I have too. I know it because it means that I'm almost in Helen when I'm coming up this way to do live reports, but I never really quite knew what it was. I see the sign and it's called the Nacoochee Indian Mound, but I never knew what the story is or why that gazebo was on top. And that's what we're finding out today with our expert Will Wagner, who's the site manager of Hardman Farm State Historic Site. Great to see you. How are you?
Good morning. Good to see you, Paul. Appreciate you coming to the Nacoochee Valley.
Oh, it's such a pleasure to be here. It really is. And there's kind of three parts to the story this morning. So last hour we talked about the beautiful mansion up here, the Hardman Farm Mansion. The second part is the Nacoochee Indian Mound. So let's just dive right in. A lot of people don't know why it's here, what it is. And there's a lot of rumors about it too, a lot of myths and legends. So what do you know about this? What do we know?
So we know the mound predates history. So what we can do is learn what's left behind.
Yeah.
And it was excavated in 1915 by the Smithsonian and Dr. Hayes, and those artifacts are now in Washington, D.C. We hope to bring some of them back to the valley one day and put on display here at the Hardman Farm. But it tells history from what they used to cook with, the pottery, the smoke pipes they would have. It was a burial mound as well. But we're thankful that it's still here. The gazebo on top is what protected its fate from the other dozen mounds that were in this beautiful Nacoochee Valley that's along the Chattahoochee River.
So once upon a time, there would have been other mounds here. Those were leveled because of farming. So who put the gazebo up there?
So Captain Nichols, the original owner and builder of this estate, which was once 2,500 acres at one time, is now a 173-acre historic site. But Captain Nichols built that mound on top. He actually plumbed it as well with ceramic tile plumbing so that he could have picnics on top and relax there, because the view from on top of the mound is just beautiful.
Well, you can't tell from over here, but you were saying it's a lot higher than we think it is. How high up is that mound?
It is. It's about 40 feet tall and about 190 feet wide. So it's actually quite massive. But driving by it, you don't quite see the majesty of it until you get closer to it.
So about when do you think that gazebo was put on top? When in history would that have happened?
Sure. Captain Nichols moved to this area in 1869, directly after the Civil War. He came here as a retreat to get away from the atrocities of such tragedy. So what he did is built a place to relax, built his mansion here, built the gazebo Indian Nacoochee Mound there as well as 15 other structures on the property that helped generate the income he needed to keep his estate running and just a place to relax.
And the amazing thing, and we have to give credit to the families who have lived here since, is that it's all still here for us to enjoy. How did that happen? The Hardmans were the last family, and they just preserved it, right?
It's amazing. The Hardmans got the property in 1906 and kept it until 1999 when they donated it to the state. So it's really a true testament of them being the original stewards of this wonderful property. So it's kind of passing the torch to us here at the state. So we've put a lot of effort into the renovations. You can see a lot of things come to life out here. The ringing of the doorbells and the dinner bells and the ornate sinks and Italianate architecture. So it's just beautiful. So we feel like we want to do that justice to how they did and see the original furniture as it was 150 years ago.
Yeah, it really is living history. Will, thank you very much. So I mentioned before, there's kind of three parts here. So we've taken you in the house, we've shown you the mound. In the next hour, we're going to head out on the nature trail here, which is a part I've never explored before. So that's brand new, coming up at 10 o'clock.
Ooh, can't wait to see it. All right, we'll see you in just a little bit, Paul. Thank you. And if you're interested in visiting Hardman Farm Historic Site, it's located at 143 Highway 17 in Sautee Nacoochee. Site hours are, bye, Paul, 10 to 4, Thursdays through Mondays. Admission is $12 for adults and $7 for kids. And coming up tomorrow morning, we're going behind the screams with one of Georgia's top makeup and FX artists. Paul will be hanging out at Silver Scream FX Lab with founder Shane Morton. And his work can be seen in high-profile projects on both the big and the small screen. Hopefully they'll be doing Paul up just a little bit too.